Hello YouTube, Sam here from youtube.com/onlivegamer for the new Boston, and in this tutorial we're going to be talking about the open folder dialog. So just like the open file dialog, the open folder dialog opens up a window that lets you browse through the folders and select what you want, but instead of selecting a file, you're going to select a folder, which is let's say a folder to save something to, if they're not saving a particular file at that moment. So let's go ahead and create a new project and I'll show you how to use it. So we'll select Windows Forms application and we will call it folder dialog. Go ahead and click OK and wait for that to load. Okay, so once it's loaded, we'll resize the form some. And let's come into our toolbox and we will add two buttons. We got button 1 and button 2. Now for button 1, we're going to set the text to write file. We will set it to button right, and now for button 2 we want the name to be button folder, and we want to set the text to change folder. Okay, so now I'll come back over here to our toolbox and we will add two text boxes. So we've got text box 1 and text box 2. So text box 1 is going to be the title of our text file, and the text box 2 is going to be the contents. So we'll set the name of text box 1 to text title, and for text box 2 we want text contents. So now we're going to add a folder browser dialog. So we'll go ahead and add that right in there, and you can see it creates an object of it for us, and we can change the name of this if we want. So let's go ahead and double click on change folder. And so now that we're in our code for form 1, what we need to do is let's just make a variable that can store the path of the selected path that they got from the folder browser dialog. Now you can access this directly from the folder browser dialog 1, but I like storing it in another variable. It just makes it a little bit easier. So we'll just type folder browser dialog 1 dot show dialog, and after they've shown the dialog, or once they click OK, what we want to do is get what they selected. So we'll do string path is going to be equal to folder browser dialog 1 dot, and you can see here that we've got a whole bunch of stuff that we can use. We just want to use selected path. So now that we've got the path of where they want to save their files, let's go ahead and double click on write file, and we will just write the files for them. So we'll type system.io.file. So we're going to use the long version of this so that we don't have to import system.io. And now what we want to do is write all text. Now for our first argument, it's going to be the string. So we're just going to use string path. Now we're going to have to specify the name of the file. So we'll just add a backslash, and now we'll add the title. So text title dot text. So what this is going to do is going to get the path that they selected, add a backslash to just separate it, because everything is separated with a backslash, folders, and then if you select a file in that, it's got the folder name backslash the file name. And then we're going to use the title of what they selected, and then we're just going to add an extension to the file. So we'll make it a .text file. So now for the contents, we're going to use text contents.text. So it's going to write all the text from this text box right here to the path that they selected from change folder, and it's going to use the title that they used up here. So let's run this, and hopefully we won't get any errors. Now let's go ahead and change the folder. Now you can see that this is a little bit different, or a lot different than the save file dialog or the open file dialog, but it works essentially the same way. So let's go ahead and open up computer. We'll drop down Sam's external hard drive, and we'll just go ahead and select that. Go ahead and click OK. So now we'll title it apples. We'll add some stuff in it. And now we'll just go ahead and write the file. Now we can also write this a couple more times. So we'll just title it YouTube, and then we can write the file again. Now if we come in here into my computer, we can open up my external hard drive, and you can see that we've got YouTube and apples. And this is my file from a while ago. We can just delete that. And if we open up apples, you can see that we get NVIDIA, Intel, and AMD, the stuff that we added. And if we open up YouTube, we also get the same thing because we left it the same inside the text box. So go ahead and practice a little bit with OpenFolderDialogs. And once you got familiar with them and you're not going to forget how to use them, go ahead and move on to the next tutorial.